Dr. Cheryl Reifer. I am a registered dietitian with a PhD in health studies, and I'm going to be speaking to you today about Coral Club's latest and most innovative product, premium plankton oil. As the Director of Scientific Affairs, I have the opportunity to be a part of planning our products, inputting information and ingredients, and being a part of the research and getting to bring you programs such as this, webinars. We can talk all about our products and what the health benefits are to you. And just so you know that this is all supplements are not evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. So products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. But we will talk about some of the great studies out there and health benefits and things like that will help you. Give me a second here. I'm having, for some reason, a technical difficulty. Okay, there we go. So let's talk about how we've evolved, dietary habits and energy expenditures of humans, how they've changed over time. We've evolved quite a bit. We used to have to hunt and gather our food and depend upon what we could find or hunt at that moment. Also, foods weren't processed with all the ingredients that are processed and all the different, type of preservatives and all these different things in them. We used heavy physical labor. There were harsher living conditions. We burned more calories overall just in the process, right? So modern individuals, what we have today, now we have modern technology. Food is easily accessible. We don't have to hunt and gather it. We're not as physically active, and it's easy to depend upon our taste buds and what we feel like eating versus what's good for us. And sometimes we even ignore our hunger signals just because we're in the mood for something that tastes a certain way. And that can lead to overeating and other issues and getting in foods that aren't good for what you call for our intestines, for healthy gut bacteria and so forth. So we've learned to actually preserve more efficiently fat cells, which is why we have other issues. So the age-old habit, the body continues to preserve that we can't expend the calories. It's harder for us. We have to plan exercise time. We start to become more sedentary, and it's just easier to gain weight and to store our calories rather than burn them. So we have to look at both lifestyle and balancing the comfort of modern convenience with what else we can do to improve our health. So metabolic syndrome, the reason that this is so important to talk about is looking for other things we can do to help our health when we're having issues more and more and more, right, with developing hypertension, being more obese. There are things that are more predisposed us to developing diabetes. We're more insulin resistant. Obesity can lead to insulin resistance. Maybe there's things in our diet that we can do, but also maybe supplements that will help us with how we absorb things and process things. So how can we avoid this dilemma of having high blood pressure and the visceral abdominal fat that we accumulate that also leads to health issues, and cholesterol? We want our HDL cholesterol to be higher. For men, it should be 40 or more, and women 50 or more. We have to exercise for that. But these problems, when you have three of these issues together, it's more of a risk for cardiovascular disease and diabetes. And we know that that's quite an issue all over the world. Worldwide, metabolic syndrome is 25 to 30% in some countries. So it's something to worry about. Well, our risk factors can be combated with lifestyle changes, right? We're too sedentary. We sit at our computers. That first picture, we're in the end, we're sitting in front of a computer, right? We're not getting up and being active as much. Lack of sleep. Are we getting the 7 to 9 hours? Are we getting blue light from computers and cell phones before we go to sleep, disrupting our sleep? Are we staying up late and watching TV and snacking and just not sleeping as much? Which sleeping gives you your mind and your body a chance to reboot. Excessive alcohol consumption and smoking. There are some guidelines that say if you could limit, alcohol, 1 drink a day for women and 2 for men. To not have excessive amounts, it depletes your body of vitamins B and C, at least excessive calories on the alcohol side. Smoking also isn't good for metabolic processes, and we know that leads to certain diseases. So we need to eat balanced, more fruits and vegetables, help our good gut bacteria. We have genetics, our family history to think about, and what are we doing to combat our stress? Right, part of the concept of health, we want to do things. Maybe yoga, taking a walk, doing things, healthy activities, being part of a group, having some interests in common. just learning how to deal with that stress. So maybe we can't totally avoid stress, but maybe we could set boundaries. Maybe we could get away from it, take a break, walk away from a situation, try to go to bed a little earlier, and just make the choices of having healthier choices and limiting sugar so much. So those kind of things. So one of the things that we looked at for this was calanus oil, which if you've seen SpongeBob SquarePants and the little plankton creature, the little green plankton creature, that comes from animal plankton. And the calanus oil is full of health properties. And these little small 2-3 centimeter plankton, they're in abundance, biomass in abundance in the deep sea ocean waters of the Atlantic. And I should say Norwegian waters, I meant to say. And they were discovered because of all their health benefits. They are a food source. They eat plant plankton, but they also have a lot of health benefits. And this actually was studied for how it can possibly help prevent or developing metabolic syndrome. So they look like little crustaceans, I would say little, swimming microorganisms, but they look a little bit like crustacean, like a small shrimp. And they're found in the ocean, and they're part of the marine ecosystem. And they have a short lifespan, about a year, but they have something very unique. They store their energy in something called a wax ester. A wax ester is a way to store all the energy, and in that is a lot of very healthy fatty acids that are good for us. So they are a unique source, and great source from the ocean. So lipids make up 60% of the dry mass of the calanus, of this little animal plankton, and 80-90% of them are wax esters. Wax esters are like long-chain fatty acids and fatty alcohols, and they have a stored form of lipids, but with a lot of healthy types of fatty acids, about 40 fatty acids, including like monounsaturated, like polycosanols, other fats. Astaxanthin is like a great antioxidant source. Polyunsaturated fatty acids. It's very unique that it has all of these things in it that give it its high lipid content, but also from the right things. So what else is unique about it? Well, we know that there's lots of kinds of lipids. We have phospholipids and triglycerides, but only the wax esters are slowly digested and can get down to the intestines. Omega-3 cannot do that. Triglycerides cannot do that. Only the lipids that are in the form of the wax esters, which is what the phytoplankton is, the animal phytoplankton, and what we're talking about today, can get down the small intestine and large intestine both. And what that does is it helps absorption. There's certain receptors down there that help too. There's one called GPR120. It's a free fatty acid receptor, and it helps reduce risk of metabolic syndrome, because in some of the studies, it showed how you had less insulin resistance, where insulin resistance, your insulin can't get in the cell to help lower your blood sugar, is what insulin resistance is. And it helps with insulin resistance, and it helps with some of the blood lipid accumulation to not have as much of those kind of issues. So there are studies on this, and that we have a solution for a product that can go down into the intestines and get with these receptors and help with the bioavailability and the activities of these receptors and metabolites is very helpful. So another thing that we talked about a bit was the I always have problems saying this, but astaxanthin. It's deep red. It's a natural pigment. Think of the carotenoids, like the orange that's in carrots. Well, it's the same thing in this phytoplankton. The carotenoid. It's another type, but it's in this product. It has also antioxidant effects, so it helps with oxidative stress. All those things that we would want to fight the oxidative stress. So just keep in mind that it has that nice deep red color. So since we have so much susceptibility nowadays to developing the metabolic syndrome, it's great to have a solution and a product that has some solutions for us. To have this product that has this many essential fatty acids in it, like I said, there's 40 of those. And then there's the astaxanthin, and there's, all these wonderful things in it. And there's also different omega in it. There's omega-3, there's a called omega-7 and 11. And we also have vitamin E in here, which is another antioxidant. So this is all great for us in this product. So we have all these beneficial fats working together to help support us. We don't want to forget, again, our habits of exercise and eating right, along with taking our premium plankton. So, looking at the technology, I was reading a little bit about technology, and they actually just process with water, taking out water. So there's no solvents, no chemicals, no special extracts, nothing from the outside. It's a renewable natural source. There's so much of it. There's tons of it in the ocean. They actually are swept away by currents. Again, the Callanus, they only live a year or so, and they just renew so rapidly. And so 290 metric tons in the Norwegian Sea. And they actually, when we trial for them, they actually can swim faster than we can trial them out. I was reading about it. That's how slow we do it, just to not get more than like 0.1 or less than 0.1% from what I was reading on our manufacturer. So that we are still leaving plenty for other fish, to feed on as their source. So it's a wonderful natural resource. So Zuka, the company that we use, the vendor, Zuka, the Callanus company, Zoo from zooplankton and Ka, meaning the Callanus, is how they came up with that name. So they're a Norwegian company. They do all kinds of things to help with this safety and how they harvest on all these ingredients. They look at all the measures of what is sustainable in the ocean, how can we safely store and process. So they have all the right certifications as well. These are all different kinds of certifications that you have, international certifications for the safety of the production and quality of this final product. So it's great that we have such a great vendor that has so much experience in this area. So as we said, it's 100% renewable source. It's harvested, it's frozen on the fishing vessel, so it stays fresh. There's no chemical processing, so no solvents or impurities. So again, as we always want the best from nature, for Coral Club, things that don't have any unnecessary added solvents, things that come from as close to nature as possible, that maintain the quality, but also the absorption, and that are, well absorbed, bioavailable to our bodies, all of these things. So it keeps in with all of those principles. So composition, we talked about the Callanus oil from the Callanus Finmarchicus. Think of that little plankton, that little rim plankton from SpongeBob. The source coming from that oil, which is largely wax esters, which is a great storage point for energy of fats and all of these healthy fatty acids that our bodies need. And the dose we're doing, and it's in a gel-like capsule. The gel is made out of like a tilapia. And then the oil itself is actually just the oil, not the capsule, is halal as well, another certification. But we want to take 2 a day with food. And if you can take it with a source of fat, it even helps absorption more, because you need that fat to release the digestive enzymes and bile to help best absorb the food. It also helps with digestive comfort. So there's omega-3 polyunsaturated fatty acids in here. Astaxanthin is that great red, beautiful pigment, antioxidant source, right? And we have vitamin E. So we have all those things in it. So take it twice a day. So we have it as 1 capsule in a daily dose, what that would give you a day. And it's right in line with what's recommended, about 1,000 milligrams a day. So we do recommend that as our dose. So it's suitable for pescatarians, that you have fish in your diet, of course. So what is the cost of this today? It's worth 23 bonus points. It's $38 US, and the retail price is $47.50. So, and you get 60 capsules. So if you do 2 a day, that's going to last you 30 days. To do the math there for a second. So premium plankton oil is from the pristine waters of the Atlantic for metabolic regulation. It has omega-3 and unique lipids in the wax esters is what makes it unique. It's that form of the fatty alcohol and of the long-chain monounsaturated fatty acids, and that are stored and that we use for energy. And it's also, remember that it's absorbed in the lower part of the intestine, whereas omega-3 by itself can't do that. And that absorption is what helps us with our things like helping to combat things like metabolic syndrome and our blood sugars running too high sometimes and things like this. It just has unique properties. It's eco-friendly. We talked about how it's eco-friendly. So does it replace omega-3 from fish? Not exactly. We still have for our kids, omega-3 DHA smart shoes. The omega-3 is great for cognition, for concentration, for focus. They enter the bloodstream more quickly than the other one. What we have now with our Plankton product is designed to be slowly absorbed. It's slowly absorbed because it has a better metabolic effect, and it has to have time to go down into the lower part of the intestine all the way down so that it can have those great effects and health impacts. So they are different in that way. Even though there's some omega-3 in there, there's other forms of omega, and there's also, again, the wax ester form, and there's the all the 40 types of fatty acids for your health. So they are different, just absorption and purpose. And we do have some studies to support what we're talking about. Of course, some of the ones that we're mentioning, these are just some of them. They're done from institutes and universities. There's one on glucose metabolism and insulin over 12 period. Looking at physical activity and a healthy diet, how it might help reduce fat mass, and positive effects such as this, and reducing obesity, and adding, they do animal studies as well. And besides these, it just show the effectiveness of Calanus formicus oil, I should say premium plankton oil, so much easier to say. We can look at other literature sources too that talk about it in relation to blood sugar control, or that talk about in relation to metabolic syndrome, or here's one, Calanus improves the cardiometabolic, those kind of things in the diet. So all these wonderful functions and features. I do want to leave you with some closing points as well. 7 good reasons to choose Zucca Calanus oil. The omega are bonded to the polyphenols. They support metabolic health. It has essential omega-3 fatty acids, like DHA, EPA, and SDA is another one I meant to mention, stearidonic acid, so that you get all those beneficial fatty acids. It enhances absorption, so you absorb the omega-3 fatty acids in the body, and you can, maximize the benefits of your omega-3 supplementation. It increases your omega-3 index. You actually absorb more omega-3 because of the SDA in there. So that does help you absorb more omega-3. Delayed release. It has that wax ester form. It has delayed release further down the digestive system, as we talked about, to allow the nutrient to interact with the nutrient receptors that have those health benefits. That astaxanthin protection is a natural safeguard. It helps fatty acids from breaking down too quickly, so it helps the product stay good for a longer period of time. It helps maintain the freshness and quality of the product, and is an antioxidant. And it's sustainable and renewable, right? One of the world's largest and most renewable marine resources. So you have the sustainable practices and responsible ecosystems and things. So well, my goal was actually to try to hit on the highlights in 20 minutes, which I think we actually did that. And I'm talking today about premium plankton and Calanus and our newest innovative product. And I wanted to bring on board a very important distributor. She's an executive, and she's done amazingly well with the company and on the product. She has wonderful stories to share and experiences, and also how she's helped herself and others. And she's built a business, but she's also had a healthy journey going there and working with others. And I'd love for her to tell and explain her story to us, how she's been so successful, and how she's worked on all of these things. Irene Gomeniuk, and I hope I'm saying that right. I'm going to bring her on now to share some of the other side of things from the distributor point of view. Thanks for joining us today, Irene.
Hey, Cheryl. Thank you so much for this wonderful presentation. I always love hearing you talk. And is it just me, or is your presentation screen still on?
I apologize, and I thank you for that. And there we go.
You're welcome. Oh, even my Siri thanks you.
Okay.
Yes. Hi, everyone. And it's so nice to be here with you. And I've been listening to Cheryl's presentations for quite a while now, and I really enjoy them. Thank you so much, Cheryl. The way you explain about things, nobody can explain it like that. And we as distributors really appreciate that, because that gives us all the information that we need to go out there and actually try to repeat some of the information that you give us, but obviously we can't do that. But So yes, like Cheryl said, my name is Irene Gomeniuk, and I am an executive with the Coral Club. I have been with Coral Club for 2.5 years now. I came looking for alternative methods how to better my health, and luckily with Coral Club, I was able to help my body actually feel a whole lot better. So today we are here to talk about this specific product, this product that I have right here. We actually, as the distributors, we had a chance to actually get this product in advance at our last Las Vegas event. So I actually have, because it just has came out on the market. So this is very, very new. So I have been taking it for a couple of weeks now. And honestly, I have noticed some differences. Okay, so it's going to be fair to say that right now I'm actually doing the anti-parasitic cleanse. So from our company, it's called Parashield. And I already am taking a lot of other supplements from the company. So I already feel really, really great. But with this product, and yes, I'm in Florida, so my son is actually playing tricks on the screen. Sorry about that. So what I have noticed with this product, first of all, that yes, she said that it comes from this wonderful creatures from the sea. And usually, I don't know, guys, if you have noticed, but if you take like omega or any kind of fishy supplement, you actually have that fishy aftertaste, or God forbid if you burp, that really not pleasant fishy. Well, with this, I can honestly tell you that I take this on an empty stomach. So first of all, it doesn't bother my stomach at all. And second of all, I don't get any of that unpleasant aftertaste, which I really, really like. And then, so, like Cheryl said, I take it twice a day before before meals. And what I've noticed, with anti-parasitic cleanse, what we have to do, we have to kind of cut out a lot of things from our diet that are not good for us. How those of you who go through cleanses, you guys know how that goes. And sometimes it can be like really hard. We can crave a lot of things. So what I've noticed with this, that my cravings has gone down significantly. And even if I don't eat in time, if I have like a long periods between meals, I feel full longer. It's almost like it curbs my appetite. I don't feel that need for snacking to reach out for anything, even if it's a healthy snack. I don't have that need anymore. So I kind of feel like this would actually help me do that. And we have a lot of wonderful products with Coral Club, but I haven't noticed this kind of effect with anything other than that. And, as Cheryl said, so is it safe to say, like for us as a distributors, when we actually present this to clients, is it safe to say that if you are hoping to lose a couple of pounds, that this will help you with that, kind of get your appetite under control? Or is it something that I'm just feeling? Am I just special?
I think as long as you say, help, and say how in your experience, in my experience, and maybe even say, supplements are not designed to treat, any type of a, disease, but it's helpful combined with diet and exercise, something like that. Then I found this to be very helpful. Plus, in taking this to help me, with my weight, journey and weight loss and things like that. Then yeah, certainly.
So this is a 1 month supply bottle, correct? It says twice a day for a
Yes.
60. So do you just take it for a month and do you have to take a break, or is this safe to take long term, or like how beneficial, or how is this product needed like on a everyday basis?
Well, even reading things like the Natural Medicines database, which tells you what's generally normal for different ingredients, how long to take them. They're mainly done in the form of studies that have been done 12 or 16 weeks to see if it was tolerated and had effects in different areas of health. And there isn't anything that says you can't take it daily. I always say go to your healthcare practitioner. And if you're on certain medications, just make sure there's no problem, with taking it, for you, for whatever regimen that you're following, if you're taking something. And just look at it as a supplement along with, eating healthy and healthy lifestyle, and things like this. If there's no reason, of course, you as well, that you can't take a break from it if you're doing different things and you're not sure you want to not take it for a while because you're trying some other products and you go back to it. Certainly if you're doing it's like to supplement or support a weight management program, most of those or go for 12 or 16 weeks, 12 probably very commonly. So you probably want to do it for that period. For that, I would suggest.
So is it safe to say that this product helps support the metabolism and can also help support physical stamina?
Yeah, absolutely. And there were a few studies on exercise where it helped with like things like muscle and in other areas and metabolism and things like this. So yeah, anytime you say you support it, these areas, yeah, those are absolutely things you can say.
Okay, so I know that there are people out there, a lot of supporters of like eco-friendly products. What can you tell us about this specific product in regards to that?
Well, there's actually a list of certifications. I didn't memorize them. I kind of remember them. I know ISO, good manufacturing practices, and the ISO credential that's used, and the ones Friends of the Sea, I remember was one. I mean, they certainly have all the different ones. I'm actually going to see if I can find their list, but I know that it's sustainable, environmentally friendly. There's certifications for all of these different things. Yeah, so they also have accredited laboratories that have certified quality systems in place. I actually understand they have a processing plant with control systems for minimum energy consumption while maintain the quality of the process. So there's a heating to the technology process. It's environmentally friendly, efficient, it's only renewable energy sources. So definitely, there's different quality control things, annual audits and checks. Let's look at the control measures and, the quality control things that you want to do. They use less fuel by inch when harvesting, again, the renewable energy production, even the fishing vessels they use, and minimal waste, so they don't waste, unnecessarily. So those are all also very very important things. Those are good questions. I thought I actually had a list up here of all the credentials, but again, they're on the slide I showed a few minutes ago. Some of those Friends of the Sea, Marin, MARIN was the name of one of them, the ISO one, and so all of the basic good quality type credentials that you want to have. Even they are like halal for the fish oil source itself. So just looking at things like this, but they definitely hit upon all of those areas.
Very good. And I love the way you actually so thorough with your answers. Thank you so much for that. One more thing that you mentioned, that it actually contains some of the omega oils in here. So my question would be, is it safe to take it like alongside with other Coral Club products, or because we do have a pretty good quality omega that's separate, like would it be too much, or you can never have too much omega? What is a different kind of omega?
It's not near as much omega-3 as an omega-3 supplement. So for that reason, I would think that would be okay. The astaxanthin, however you say that ingredient, it says, in the information from the manufacturer, for kids 14 and younger shouldn't take it because of that component that's in it.
So this is not a replacement for
it's
other
not a replacement. It's also not even exactly having the same functions, because it isn't as high as an omega-3. Omega-3 is for cognitive thinking, focus, concentration, and heart health. This has 40 different fatty acids, and omega-3 is one, but because it's one of many, it's not in near the amount. It's not focused or concentrated in that. There's even some other a whole bunch of monounsaturated fatty acids and other things, and it has SDA, which is not in omega, which is cetonic acid, a monounsaturated fatty acid, and that's released when because of this source of oil, alkalinous, it goes down to the lower part of the intestine. Remember, and for slower absorption, omega-3 is fast absorption, slower absorption, and it's works on things like slowly releasing the different things that help you in your health. It's more of a slow process of metabolism, I would say, to release all the different ingredients for your health that are more like things like when we're looking at insulin resistance and these things. It has more effect on those things, and Some studies are on obesity and weight management, so why it's helpful for that. There are some promising studies. We always need to be doing more research and thinking about those things, but definitely they're kind of different. It's in there, but there's other things that are in there too. And there's also, vitamin E, don't forget. And so it's just a bit different, but, 2 antioxidants in there, the vitamin E and then the zeaxanthin.
So it's really good to know that it's kind of like a standalone product that's a wonderful addition to the other products that we can take alongside with from Coral Club. So you guys, if you have any questions, you can also reach out to a customer service or actually on our social media or just call the office and or you can actually reach out to me personally. If you can find me on social media, I would be more than happy to answer any questions from my side, even though I won't be able to do it like Cheryl would, but I am a consumer alongside, being a distributor because I am distributor because I really love these products. So please reach out, don't hesitate, and you can, order these or get these on our website. And so Cheryl, I would like to thank you so much again for being with us today and explaining everything. So in simple terms, none of that science talk.
Well, it's tempting, but yeah, just try. It's really gets complicated when you read about all of the, if you want to go into all the fatty acids and the function of the body and cells, you can. I mean, there's a lot of stuff out there. There is a lot of research out there, but then there are just some studies out there that are interesting. From our list at the back of our presentation, there's studies that show effectiveness, but there's also just studies about they go to do a review of the literature and just talk about it in general terms, about plankton oil. It's one of these things we don't hear about it like we do omega and other things. But I think one day it will be like omega. I remember when omega was just coming to light, I think in the 80s, so things evolve over time, and as more studies are done, it will get more known and more, recognition from the scientific community more and more as it's studied, and you see what the results bring. So far, they've been promising on many studies done.
I'd be the first one to agree that before Coral Club, I've never even heard of that kind of oil, but it's wonderful to know all the wonderful benefits that we actually can get from it. You mentioned abdominal fat that a lot of us women after 40 struggle so much with. So I was actually pleasantly surprised that it can help a little bit with that. So I know that this is going to be my everyday product as well. So thank you everyone for joining us, who watched us, and I wish you all great health and for you to take care of yourselves, because honestly, our health is the most important thing that we do have. We only get one body in this life, so we need to take care of it. How we buy a new car, we take care of it. We take it for oil changes regularly. We put the best quality gasoline in.
Good analogy. Analogy. Treat your body at least as good as you treat your car. Hopefully you don't mistreat your car.
Because cars are expensive, but our bodies are priceless. So let's put the best quality stuff into our bodies and take care of it, and we will have a long, happy lives.
And one more analogy, it's more expensive to repair a car than it is to do preventive maintenance. So if you think of your body that way, that's why we say concepts of health and all of these things about stress, eating right, getting enough sleep, and all these things too. Plus what you put in your body, supplement is another thing to put in your body to help your health from different areas. So, and hydrate the world, right? We're talking about the ocean. So, forget about hydrating.
Yes. My wonderful bottle is always you.
Okay, very good.
I think that should do it for today. I'm sure we're going to have some more webinars about products in the future. So stay tuned. Sign up for our Telegram channel to get the latest news.
Yes, absolutely.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.